Hi people. Today I am doing something new, and I am trying a lunchables. I don't know what uploaded means necessarily. I don't understand what that really is, but I'm trying a lunchables. So why is that significant? Well, I've never had one before. And I know it's not important. It's like, it's some wow. It's a guy eating Lunchables, but he's never eaten Lunchables before. I don't even know him. It's like, yeah, I know. I'm not acting important, but I just thought I would put to myself some strange thoughts, and I'm also gonna wash this down with a bad apple monster, a little bit of solace and comfort for this mortal coil. So this is a turkey and cheddar sub sandwich. So here is the bread that they've given me. Let me take this out of the packaging. I can't open it, which is why I have brought massive fabric cutting scissors that my mom owns to help me open these, essentially. So let's get this bread out of the package. It's bread. It reminds me of like the medieval peasants. I often when I just eat like bread or bread and butter, I feel like a medieval peasant, or like a LARP is one kind of. We've also got Takis Fuego, which is, it's Takis. It's nuclear waste on tortilla chips. Nerds gummy clusters. I don't know much to say about them. They are just, they exist. And then we have the bread and butter, or rather the meat and cheese of this whole meal, which is the turkey and the cheese, which is hopefully going to go on the bread. This was rather this was an unfortunate, kind of expedition for me going to get this, because I realized, because I bought this, and I also bought for, I think, my next video, Spam, but this was $7. Lunchables is like, the whole point of this was it was supposed to be kind of like cheap, right? It was meant to be cheap. Anyways, how the world has changed. And now we have some water, which is great. But unfortunately, it's not actually, like the one healthy thing in this. It's actually a vessel for a Kool-Aid packet. Who would have known? So, and also there's some mayo that I'm going to be putting on there. So it's not completely, because spoiler alert, I kind of hate turkey. Like, I really fucking hate turkey. It's kind of disgusting. It just doesn't taste like anything, and when it does taste like something, it just tastes bad. Okay, let's crack this puppy open, because I am a hungry boy. I'm not, let's try that. Whew. Look, I know that, like, it's better than the Mr. Beast thing where it's like, oh, there's no preservatives, so the cheese molds. But it's not looking so great on Lunchables' side either. Let's put a little bit of mayo onto our turkey sub, quote unquote sub. I just this is the kind of meal that makes me really sad about. It just makes me reflective, somewhat, right? Like very reflective about how I got here in life, how I got to where I am, where I'm going, and how the world got to where it is, right? I mean, And think about this. This is a shitty turkey sandwich for $7. The other day, in fact, I paid for this what was it, Calabrese whatever sandwich. It's like tomato and mozzarella sandwich at a library. And that was $11. And it might have well been in contention for one of the worst sandwiches I've ever tasted. Like, it was genuinely awful. It just sucked. The bread was somehow dry at the edges, but like soggy in the middle. It had like such a tiny dashing of olive oil on it. Sorry, I'm pressing my sandwich together right now. But it was just disgusting. Let's hope that this isn't, because this is going to be going down the hatch first. You know, I do have to eat this whole thing, I know, but why? I just think about what goes into the making of this, and I know I could do a deep dive if I wasn't such a lazy bastard, but let's think about this. I'm getting a little thirsty, so let's do a bit of a tear and drop our Kool-Aid pouch into our water. Oh, it's red. Okay, I thought by the packaging it would be blue, but it's apparently red. Very interesting. Oh, wow. Oh, we're really. Oh. I was about to spill. Oh my goodness. Why didn't they think of that? That's really that's not okay. Lunchables. Really, wow. Yeah, so let me cap this quickly so that I can shake it around. This is our drink. What is essentially powdered sugar mixed with water and with a quote-unquote tropical punch flavor. Let's see how it is. It's down the whole thing. Euphoric, very euphoric, in the kind of way that like one feels like a euphoria from a drug high, like that. You know, I felt my blood sugar rise. I was initially actually going to get one of those, like the Soda Stream flavor things where it's just like concentrated, like Mountain Dew or whatever, and you have to put it in your Soda Stream to make Mountain Dew. I was really going to get one of those before I realized how much sugar is in a third of a tablespoon, because I think a third of a tablespoon of that is about 11 grams of sugar, which I'm still doing terribly for myself by doing that. I'm going to take another bite of the sandwich to just see if it was all a dream. It was not all a dream. It does taste the same after the second bite. Now let's get a little bit more adventurous here and try this thing. I don't want to address it by, because it's technically tortilla chips, I think. Yeah, it is technically tortilla chips. But once again, I must act the skeptic, as in, I haven't much a clue what is in any of these boxes. And here it is. You've seen it before, most likely. I've seen it before during like 2020. I'm gonna have one of these for now. I don't think I'd like to, no, maybe I'll put a couple on my sandwich to spice it up. Yeah, I bet you didn't know a white boy could do that. But yeah, I'm just gonna, you know what, what I really hated about Takis, what I've always really hated about Takis, was that it was not actually the spiciness at the end. Well, because there's not much spiciness. It's not really actually that spicy. But it was more about, rather, the overwhelming, just like fake lime juice and the and just the salt. Like the salt and the lime just hits you so fast. You feel like you're essentially getting accosted by a tortilla chip. It's really confusing stuff, but I mean, it's kind of magical in a way, in the same way that, again, like magical as in, like a mage hand could give you testicular torsion kind of way. I'm talking too much. You most likely probably came here for that. If you came here for the Lunchables, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's bad. It's $7. It's bad. Let's try the Nerds. I don't even think I need to try these. Everyone's had one of these. It's a Nerds gummy cluster. They had an AI ad at the Super Bowl, and kind of sucked. The guy in it looked like Jeffrey Epstein. That was like the only thing that people remember about it, was that it's like, oh, the AI ad with Epstein in it. Yeah. I don't have much else to say about it, actually. I don't even have anything to comment on about the taste. It's sugar. What more do you want from me? It's sugar. You know, I think now we're gonna act upon our idea. I've essentially like reverse cross-section my sandwich, and I'm going to now put some Takis on there. Because I need to spice this up some way. Because even a man such as myself, even a man as white as myself, is still completely underwhelmed by the nature of this sandwich, that I must essentially add my own spices to it. There we are. I don't quite know where to put the residue, so I'm just going to put it on the bun. Here we are. Oh, fuck. Ouch. Wow. I feel so disgusting. God, I need to fix this. Let me take another bite. You know, so the first bite was bad. So you're asking, why did I take the second bite? Well, that was to atone for my sins of creating the first bite. Because this is not how it was meant to be done, rather. Rub some mayonnaise in my hands. That sends me back a couple days. Let me wash this down while I speak to you about atonement. I had the essentially I had the equivalent of Catholic guilt with this sandwich. I was scared of what I had done, what I created, or what I had insinuated could exist in this world, which is a turkey Lunchable sandwich with Takis in the middle. This is euphoric, by the way. Not in a drug sense, but just in a, you know, it's something familiar. It's something I loved. Something I do love. My one small solace. And I'm not a femboy, so I don't drink regular Monster. And I'm not really a racist, so I don't drink white Monster either. Well, no, nothing to white Monster drinkers. I just never go to the gym, and I am not racist enough to drink white Monster. So I settle in the middle. It's a relief, really. Back to my point about the Catholic guilt of creating this bite. I think creating the unholy kind of Lunchables sandwich is in itself, because it was originally a way, right, to show this world and to show you people that it could be done. Or it's like, oh, it's absurdist. Why wouldn't it be funny if this happened? Because it really shouldn't. But then after biting into it, I realized what I had done essentially was, I mean, I don't know if the man from Austria who enjoyed to paint in his final moments regretted what he did. Regretted maybe the camps that he created, regretted, or maybe turned a new leaf. Maybe he gained some empathy in his last moments, but I feel if he did, that is reflective of myself. You see, this is my Third Reich, and I am here to atone for it. I am sorry for creating the Lunchables, and I'm not saying that it is entirely my creation. Obviously, some kids probably had the bright idea, like, this fucking sucks. Let's put Takis on top of it for a little bit of flavor. But in this specific case, I, through my own twisted intuition, created a monster of what can only be called a somewhat sandwich. It cannot be called a turkey sub. It cannot be called any of that. No, because it's transcended past that, right? But here, that is my atonement. This video is my atonement to you all. And in the end, Lunchables uploaded. Still have no fucking clue what uploaded means. What does uploaded have to do with turkey and cheddar sub sandwiches? 4 out of 10. It's not as bad as those like ranch tots from Burger King, but it's certainly not good either. I thank you all, and goodbye, I guess.